It's a Forex strategy survival turn-based game with role-playing and also card game mechanics, and it's all set in a dark fantasy world inspired by Slavic mythology, so slightly different from your typical fantasy settings. It's both a continuation as well as a standalone game, so I think you learn a lot. Obviously, Thea the Awakening was our first big project as a team, so there were a lot of lessons learned and things we wanted to do, even in Thea 1, but we couldn't because you'd have to redo the engine and everything. So there's a lot of progress in terms of our skill sets and things that we're able to do, but story-wise and world-wise, it's your kind of typical, you thought the world was safe, but then once again, big danger rises. I'm a very chaotic writer, so I don't actually have a formula or a way I do things. I think I just, there's a couple of books, they're called the Slavic Bestiary in Poland, and literally what they are is like you have a photo of or a picture of a creature, and then maybe a paragraph, at most 2 paragraphs, describing it very briefly. So things like that I love because they're just that instant inspiration. And then I work it into the mythology of Thea because I very rarely leave the creatures as I encounter them. They always go through my crazy mind and my own interpretation of things. So you'll recognize it if you know the mythology and the folklore and stuff. You'll recognize some of the names and the stories, but they'll probably also have their own little twist. So that's how I try to do it naturally, so that it's just kind of whoever feels right at the time. So initially, you as the player choose to become one of the 9 gods of Slavic-inspired pantheon. So once you've chosen your deity, you then have your followers, and yes, this time you choose one particular character at the very beginning of the game, and he or she is your chosen. And then this chosen is of course faced with all these adversities of the world. So in Thea 2, the co-op mode is there from the start, and it's a 3-person co-op. So I am really excited to see how people are going to react to that. So you can play with 3 friends, you can do the card game together, you do the quests together, so you can really experience it, as a group, which I think there aren't that many games with the co-op mode. So I think that's the one I hope is going to be really fun. There's already, I'd say, 3 or 4 times more quests than in the first one. And there's still one of these. So I think it's been crazy. Yes, that's how I would describe it. It's been. I think we're all very ambitious. So we wanted to make this one, bigger, better, greater. All these things you want with your sequel. I don't remember ever being as tired as I am now in my entire life. So